Good morning, this is Tim McGowan for the Finance News Network. US equities ended higher in uneventful Wednesday trading as investors are awaiting the three-day Jackson Hole Economic Symposium that starts Thursday US time to interpret what Fed Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell might say about the central bank's next steps on interest rates. While the speech will matter, stock market investors will also need to pay attention to weaker US economic data this week, including falling home prices and slumping sales that point to a sputtering housing market. Key economic reports through the remainder of the week include jobless claims on Thursday and the Personal Consumption Expenditure Price Index on Friday. Overnight, the Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 0.18%, the S&P climbed 0.3% and the Nasdaq advanced 0.4%. Best performing industries included coal, silver, agriculture, internet services, oil and gas. Energy, real estate and financials were amongst some of the best performing sectors in the S&P 500. Energy companies now dominate the top yielding stocks in the S&P 500 index as more oil and gas producers adopt variable dividend payout policies. The variable dividends are acknowledgement that energy companies are earning enormous profits from high energy prices. In this age of environmental, social and governance or ESG-based investment principles, energy companies like coal and gas are having to launch capital management initiatives to attract new shareholders. In the US state of Maine last year, they passed a law to divest the 200 largest publicly traded fossil fuel companies from its pension funds by 2026, citing environmental risks on potential investment performance. But it seems that ESG principles are divided along Republican and Democratic political divides for state pension funds. In the past year, more than a dozen have introduced new initiatives, either to divest state pension funds from gun and ammunition companies or oil and gas companies and/or coal companies. Bizarrely, Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida, a potential US presidential candidate, yesterday announced his campaign against environmental, social and governance investing. The State Board of Administration, on which he sits, adopted his proposal to ban the consideration of social, political or ideological interests when making investment decisions for the state's pension fund. The resolution imposes broad limits on the pension fund's investments. State administrators will be instructed to prioritise the highest return on investments for beneficiaries without consideration for non-economic beliefs or political factors. Only in the US. On the currency front, one Australian dollar has weakened by about 1/3 of a cent compared to the US dollar, buying 69.09 cents. On the commodity front, iron ore futures are pointing to a 1% gain. Gold was flat overnight, silver added 0.8%, and copper lost 1.2%. Oil was choppy overnight alongside shifting Iran deal headlines, adding 1.2%. The SPI futures are pointing to a 0.5% gain today on the ASX. This is Tim McGowan, Finance News Network. Have a good day.